Hubert, hey. Over here, sorry.
Yeah,
We're waiting for the microphone.
Simple question.
I feel like I played 40 minutes at 51 and a half.
It was hot in there.
It was.
How are you feeling? What are you feeling?
I don't know what I'm feeling right now. You know, I've said to a number of people, you know, the last 11 months being, you know, the head coach has been so busy, I haven't had really time to think. And, but just to think about what these kids did tonight with all the noise, coming back from the way that we played at home against Duke and to compete like all week, we just talked about our competitive fight, that we had to do three things. We had to plant our feet, we had to stand our ground, and that we had to fight. And if we did those three things, it would put us in a position to do something that a lot of people didn't think we would have a chance to do. And I just felt like as the game went on, we started to just gain more and more confidence. And I've told you, I said that this is the healthiest that our team has been all season. The togetherness is the best that it's been all season. And not just this game, to say that, I just remember after losing against Wake Forest, and to think that we won 11 out of our last 13 games, it's just really special. I'm so proud of them. I wanted them, you know, they continue to hear stories and testimonies and memories from me and Coach Lebo and Coach May. And one of the things that I desperately wanted, I wanted them to have their own memories, their own testimonies, their own stories of making big shots, being in big moments in a Carolina uniform. They're gathering that now. And so as a coach, that's just really neat to see them have their own experiences, and it's just a lot of fun.
Coach, you were really hammering home a lot on Thursday that you didn't want them to get too outside the moment, and you know the game wasn't, I guess, bigger than it had to be. But can you talk a little bit about how you thought the team responded to maybe the bright lights of this game, and how the team responded to you know the rematch against Duke?
Yeah, you know, one of the things that we always talk about is to focus on the things that we can control. And, you know, we weren't part of all the festivities, we weren't part of game day. You know, our focus was on our preparation, our practice to put us in a position to play our best. And I kept giving them Proverbs 4:25. You know, keep your eyes straight ahead, ignore all sideshow distractions. And I just, every day, on the practice plan, I put in Proverbs 4:25. And I said, you guys just focus on the things that we need to focus on. Let all that sideshow stuff go on, and let's focus on what we need to do to put ourselves in a position to be successful.
Hubert, given that this is your first year as head coach, I think there's a segment of the fan base that was in wait-and-see mode with the hire. To have this kind of performance on this night, I imagine silences a lot of the doubters. Was there a sense of validation for you and
No,
having this type of performance?
not at all. I told you guys I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on message boards. I'm not on chat rooms. I'm not on any of that. I'm just not. I do this job because I feel like Jesus has given me this opportunity to be in these kids' lives and to help them, to coach them, to be the best that they can be on the court, in the classroom, in the community. And it's a place that I'm very humbled and thankful to be at. That's where my focus is. I don't do this job for anything else other than serving these kids and helping them the same way that Coach Smith and Coach Guthridge helped me when I was here, and the same way that Coach Williams helped every one of his players that he coached for 18 years.
Hubert, the job that Brady Manic did, not only kind of making Ben Carroll work defensively, but in the second half, Ben Carroll, you know, I think he finished with only 6 points in the second half. Can you just expand on what you saw from Brady that made you even want him to take that assignment and, you know, assume the challenge of that assignment to begin with?
Well, you know, the first time that we played them, we tried to mix and match all the lineups, and it just didn't work. And I told them, these are the matchups. Whoever's playing the power forward position, Brady, that's you. Whoever's playing center, Armando, that's you. And I just went down the line and I said, we're gonna man up. So you're gonna have to guard Paulo. He's one of the best players in the country, and you're gonna have to fight and compete on every play. And I thought he really did a good job of that. But I really believe also in the second half, like in the first half, they got 30 points in the paint. And so we were just hugging our guys that were off the ball and just allowing Paul, he's just too talented. He was able to get to the rim really easy. And I just felt like a combination of Brady playing well defensively, and then number two, our help defense was really good, closing up those gaps and not giving Paulo a lot of space to be able to go one-on-one and be able to score.
3 left. JB, then Adam, then Andrew. 3 left.
There you go, Coach. I wanted to talk about the postseason now because it's basically here. And one of the knocks on this team was no quality wins. You guys didn't have any quality wins throughout the season.
Who said that? I can name a number of quality wins. I don't think very few people can win at Georgia Tech. And wait, let me say this: not many people can have a winning record on the road in the ACC.
7-3.
Maybe I should say quad 1 wins, maybe.
And I told you, you weren't here. I don't know what a quad is. I'm not a quadrant. I don't know. I do know this, and it doesn't make any sense to me. How can a good win become a bad win, or a bad loss become a great loss? I don't understand that at all. I know we're 23-8. I know we won 11 out of the last 13. I know that we have a double bye in the ACC tournament, and we're the 3rd seed. And I know that nobody even thought that we had a chance of winning tonight.
Allow me to simplify my question and just...
I'm sorry, it wasn't your question. I was just ready to give that answer. I apologize. You just happen to be the one. I apologize.
I'm totally cool with it, Coach. I love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But how do you use this win to motivate your guys going into Brooklyn and going into the national tournament, and really going and making some noise and beating the team that was a Final Four contender?
Yo, it is. I mean, they're not a Final Four contender. They're a national championship contender. They're as talented as anybody in the country, just plain and simple. And I think it was important for us to win, but it was really important for us to play well. You know, you mentioned, like quad 1 wins or whatever, but, the times that we had played ranked opponents, like Tennessee, Purdue, good teams like Wake Forest and Miami, Kentucky, not only did we lose, we lost big. And I think it was important for us to be good against a good team. Not that the other teams weren't good, but against like a top 5 team. And it was just, I could just see throughout the game our confidence just growing from each possession. And, this is going to go a long way, but this is just a start. We're not taking our foot off the gas pedal. We're not celebrating and saying the season is over. Our hopes is going as far as we can in the ACC tournament, and our hope is going as far as we can in the NCAA tournament.
Quick questions. Andrew, Josh,
Thank you.
Adam.
Coach, Armando said you were a different kind of locked in this week. What does a different kind of locked in mean to you?
I'm always locked in. That's the problem with them, that I'm locked in all the time. I always tell them, I'm there. And so, there isn't a different, I'm locked in this. I'm always locked in. They're not always locked in. And so, I appreciate Armando saying that. It was very simple in our preparation for this game, and as I said before, it was about our competitive fight. And for us, I'm a little weird, and so I love history. I love watching documentaries, and I showed them yesterday a piece from the Lakers-Celtics rivalry documentary on ESPN, and it talked about the Los Angeles Lakers. After they lost the NBA Finals in '84, they came back '85 in the first game, they got drilled by the Celtics, and they just talked about what they needed to do in order to put themselves in a chance to win game 2 and eventually win the World Championship. And Pat Riley, who I played for 3 years, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, and they all talked about what Pat Riley said is that there are times in your life that you're going to have to plant your feet, you're going to have to stand your ground, and you're going to have to fight. And he was telling the Lakers at that time, that's what you have to do. And all the Lakers went down the line and said, I can remember the years before, backing up, backing up, backing up. And it just resonated. No, I don't need to back up. I need to swing back. And I showed it to them right after practice yesterday. And I said, this is what I want you guys to do. And those are the 3 things that I wrote on the board in the locker room. That's it. I said, plant your feet, stand your ground, and fight back. And that theme over the last day and a half, I just kept throwing right back at them, and they did that tonight.
Speaking of history, Coach, the last time an unranked Carolina team went in here and beat Duke on senior night was when you did it in 1990. How much more satisfaction does it give you?
A long time ago.
Yeah. How much more satisfaction does it give you to go in here when, as you said yourself, no one really gave you a shot to win this game?
Well, satisfaction not for myself, but satisfaction for them. As I said before, what gives me joy as a coach is seeing our guys be successful, seeing them have smiles on their faces, seeing them have memories that'll last for a lifetime. Like, they'll never forget this. They'll be talking to their friends and family for the rest of their life. And so that gives me great joy just to be able to be a part of that. And so ranked, unranked, quad 1 win, quad nothing win, not since 1990. That's just, we came in here, we competed, and we were fortunate enough to beat a great, not good, a great Duke team tonight.
Last one, Adam.
Hubert, Armando said that he was emotional in the post-game locker room. He said you were emotional in the post-game locker room.
I'm always emotional. My wife gets on me because she says I cry all the time, which I do. But that's okay, because I said it's okay to cry. It's all okay to show emotion, because I've always said if you show emotion, that means you care. But Armando came off the court in the locker room. He just started crying on my shoulder. And Armando's been here 3 years. The first year we had a losing record. Last year we were 18-11 and lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament by 30 against Wisconsin. This is one of the first memories for Armando too. And then Brady, what a great moment. He came off the court and gave me a hug too, but even with, I think it was like 30 seconds to go, he came over to me on the bench and he said, "Thank you, Coach." And I said, "For what?" And he says, "Just thank you for giving me this experience. This is why I came here." And I said, No. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for deciding to come and be a part of this program. And so those type of moments I'll remember for the rest of my life, and that's what brings happiness and joy, is seeing them happy.
Coach, thank you. We could only bring